وعملا متقبلا يا أرحم الراحمين. We continue by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's blessings in this series on the lecture 72 by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's blessings, or 71 on the lives of the Sahaba radiyallahu anhum. And we mentioned that the best way to learn Islam is to see how those best people applied Islam in their lives. And this is why our great scholars, they recorded their lives and they taught us their lives with so many details. And we are still talking about Sayyida Fatimah radiallahu anha, the daughter of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So we talked about Sayyiduna Abu Bakr, then we talked about Sayyida Khadija radiallahu anha, then we talked about Sayyiduna Umar, and now we're talking about Sayyida Fatimah radiallahu anha. So we're talking about one man, one woman, of those giants, of those great people. Sayyida Fatimah Zahra, the splendid one, radiyallahu anha. We talked about her name and her titles, and we talked last time about the hisar in the Shi'b of Abi Talib, which is the blockade or the siege that was imposed on the family and the clan of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, including Sayyida Khadija radiyallahu anha, Sayyida Fatimah, and the rest of the clan of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Of course, the goal of the pagans was to pressurize the Muslims to leave Islam. So, of course, the Muslims showed patience, and after 3 years of blockade, to the extent they ate from the leaves of trees. They ate from the leaves of trees. Why? Just to keep their religion. And we mentioned that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they gave him the best of offers. They told him, we can make you our leader, we can make you the richest, we can give you whatever you want, just forget about Islam, forget about Quran. He never compromised sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So wallahi, we should never ever quit reviewing and remembering this greatest seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his followers and companions, because it always gives us this strength to face the challenges that we are facing. And most of the time, if not all of the times, whatever we are challenging is incomparable to what they faced. It's incomparable. And now we will see some other scene what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam faced in the battle of Uhud. So Sayyida Fatimah radiallahu anha, right after that blockade, what happened? Sayyida Khadija passes away radiallahu anha. So Sayyida Khadija passes away, and Sayyida Fatimah was almost 15 years old, a young girl losing her mother. And before that, who did she lose in her family? Who knows? Did not she have siblings? Right? Who were her siblings? Who knows? Who were her siblings? The sons or the children of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Who were they? Al-Qasim, his son, who passed away when he was very young, and Abdullah, or Al-Tayyib and Al-Tahir. So Al-Qasim and Abdullah, these two sons of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they passed away at that time before that. So she already lost two of her siblings, and now she's losing her mother radiyallahu anha. And she started, as we mentioned, taking the role of her mother, taking care of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, cooking for him, serving him, helping him, showing him love and compassion. And we know Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not live with his mother, did not feel the motherhood relationship, right? Because he passed away. When his mother passed away, how old was he? Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. How old? Like 6 years, right? 6 years. So Sayyida Fatima, the scholars gave her this title, Ummu Abiha, the mother of her father. That's what one of her titles that we mentioned. And why she had that title? because she was giving so much care and love and compassion to her father sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And when I was searching, I came across this nice hadith that shows us how she's serving him, and at the same time shows us a great lesson that she learned from him sallallahu alaihi wasallam, narrated by Imam Ahmad in the authentic hadith from Sayyidina Anas bin Malik radiyallahu anhu. He said that Fatima, she handed Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam a piece, kisratan min khubzi sha'ir, a small piece of barley bread. Barley bread. So barley bread means it's not like good quality. Most people, they don't eat barley. They just give it to the animals because it's not that good quality. So this is a sign of like there's not even a bread of wheat. So he's saying she gave him a small piece of what? Barley bread of barley. And he said, listen what he said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Listen, the best of creatures, the one who is most loved by Allah, the most pious person ever. What does he say in this authentic hadith? He says, هذا أول طعام أكله أبوك من ثلاثة أيام. This is the first bite of food your father has eaten since 3 days. For 3 days, he has not eaten anything. This is the first thing your father has eaten for 3 days. Now, every one of us, maybe if you go to your freezer or fridge, it will suffice you for a month. Right? It will suffice us for a month. So, how will this great lady, Sayyida Fatimah, how will her character and personality be if she was raised in this greatest house, with this asceticism, with this, she's not like concerned about this worldly life. And this will help us understand when we talk about her relationship with Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu. When you understand her character and that she learned not to have any love for this world in her life, in her heart, we will understand that she never requested Sayyidina Abu Bakr to give her the money. She did not get upset with him because of the money issue. No, we will talk about that, but this should help us understand her position at that time and remove any doubt that might come to your mind that she wanted money and Sayyidina Abu Bakr did not give her money, so she got upset with him. That's just nonsense. That doesn't make sense. That's not the master or the Sayyida, the lady, the best lady of the world, as Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. We're talking about the best lady. Now they say the first lady, right? She's the first lady, not of the country, of the world. She's the best lady of Jannah, besides Sayyida Maryam, as Rasulullah said sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the authentic hadith that we mentioned in the first class about her. So, subhanallah, what character she will be raised. She's learning from her father, learning by example. Her father did not need to tell her, you have to not to have love for this world in your heart. You have to show patience towards difficult circumstances. He doesn't even need to tell her that, right? He's showing her that by his example, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And she already lived in the seed for 3 years, to the extent they ate from the leaves of trees. After that, the hijrah comes. And we know that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, of course, in the 13th year of his ba'tha, which is 3 years after the passing away of Sayyida Khadija radiallahu anha, the hijrah and the permission from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the Muslims to migrate came. And we know Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam left his daughters, Sayyida Fatimah and Sayyida Kulthum, Sayyida Fatimah and Sayyida Kulthum. These two daughters, he left them along with Sayyida Sauda. Who's Sayyida Sauda? You see, guys, why we have to learn about our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We have to learn about our mothers. Sayyida Sauda is one of our mothers that we forgot about. Sayyida Sauda, the wife of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the first wife he got married after Sayyida Khadija radiyallahu anha. Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he did not get married to anyone with Sayyida Khadija. They got married for how long? 25 years. He was 25, she was 40. He was 25, she was 40. They lived 25 years. He did not get married to any other woman with her. Then after she passed away, he did not want to get married, but people came to him and asked him, who's gonna take care of your children, etc., etc. And so they convinced him, and he got married to Sayyida Sauda radiyallahu anha. And she was an old woman. She was not like a young one, or no. She got married before. Sayyida Sauda radiyallahu anha, she was special that she remained with him alone almost 3 years. Then he got married to Sayyida Aisha radiyallahu anha. So Sayyida Sauda and Sayyida Aisha, they were left, his wives, and Sayyida Fatimah and Sayyida Kulthum, 4 of them, they are his family. He left them in Mecca. They did not migrate with him. Why? Anyone knows? Why he did not just take all of his family and migrate? Because how was the migration in itself? It was secret, right? Because they were trying to assassinate him, and we know they gathered around his house, and he put Sayyidina Ali on his bed, right? So why he made it secret? He fears them. It is to teach us how to put your trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to have tawakkul, and at the same time to follow the natural laws that Allah put in this life. As they say, to tie the camel. You have to tie the camel. As that man came to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, Ya Rasulullah, shall I keep my camel and make tawakkul and put my trust in Allah? Or shall I tie it and make tawakkul on Allah? He said, اعقلها وتوكل. No, tie your camel and put your trust in Allah. That is the lesson of tawakkul. And now we will see also some other lessons in the battle of Uhud. What Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam had in that battle on his head and on his blessed chest. So he sallallahu alayhi wasallam migrated secretly, not because he's afraid of himself, because he wanted to protect this message, because he wanted it to be passed to us. And we know that the hijrah itself, is a school that you can learn so many things in. He did so many things, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. He did not take the normal route to Medina. He took a different route, and he put some people to follow him with their sheep so that they will erase the traces of his feet. The hijrah in itself is a school that needs many lectures. The point is, he needed to migrate secretly, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, to protect himself, to protect the da'wah, to reach Al-Madinah, which is the new place, the new capital of Islam, or the first capital of Islam. And he left his family because the pagans still, they had some humanity in their hearts, so they did not hurt his family, but they did annoy some of his family members when they were migrating. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, after he arrived at Medina, he sent some of his Sahaba to get Sayyida Fatimah and Kulthum and Sayyida Sauda bin Zam'a radiyallahu anha and Sayyida Aisha, and the family of Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiyallahu anhum ajma'in. So Sayyidina Abu Bakr and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam by themselves, we know the man who followed them and they hid in the cave, etc., etc., right? So all that shows us the tawakkul, the true tawakkul in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the true reliance and dependence on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anyone knows the distance from Mecca to Al-Madinah?
500.
Anyone?
500.
500 miles?
Yeah.
200 miles, almost 400 kilometers. 200 miles from Mecca to Al-Madinah. 200 miles these ladies traveled to protect and to keep their religion and to be with the messenger, the best of teachers, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They took a plane, right? A plane, a train, a car, Now by car with all these ways and short ways and highways and whatever, you need 4 hours. Now by car, 4 hours if you drive 70 miles per hour. So how much time it took them? And what conditions? The whole point is how these people became great people. How this lady, she was given this title, Sayyida Nisa'i Ahl al-Jannah, the best and the leader or the queen of the women of Jannah. How? They sacrificed. Not like me and some of us, we're late to come to Fajr prayer and the masjid is 10 minutes driving. 10 minutes driving and we're late to come. Or lazy to come for prayers. Or lazy to come to learn and to hear just half an hour about those greatest people. To learn the best way to apply Islam. Subhanallah, may Allah forgive us. May Allah forgive us how we want Jannah and we want high levels and we are not doing anything comparable to them. After that, we have the Battle of Uhud. We have the Battle of Uhud and we're not going to go into the details of the battle. We all know that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told those archers, those archers, he told them sallallahu alaihi wasallam, do not leave the mountain, even whatever happens, do not leave the mountain. But those Sahaba, a big group of them, when they saw the Muslims won and they started collecting the booties of the battle, they left the mountain and they forgot about the command of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then the Muslims, their victory turned into a defeat. A huge or a great lesson that even if Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam with you, who was the best of people, who was supported by Allah, if you don't obey him, you will lose. And they lost. Then at the end, they were saved. The point is, in that battle, many of the Muslims were killed, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself was about to be killed. His raba'iyah, his tooth, which is next to the incisors, broke. And he had like a helmet on his head, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Again, learn tawakkul. He doesn't say, I put my trust in Allah. Yallah. No, he had a helmet and he had an armor, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And in one of the narrations, authentic, he had 2 armors, 2 shields. That is the true tawakkul. So you take the precautions and you tie the camel, then you don't put your trust in the rope that you tied the camel with, or the helmet that you're covering your head with, or the armor that you're protecting your chest with. You don't put your trust in these things. You put your trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that helmet, metal helmet, it broke on his blessed head sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And his tooth broke, and he fell, and his knee also got wounded. And his blessed cheek also got wounded. And the blood started falling on his blessed face, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And the Muslim women, they started hearing what happened in the battle, and they ran to the battlefield to help their men, to help the Sahaba. And among them was Sayyida Fatimah radiallahu anha. And many other female companions, they were providing water for the soldiers and trying to provide like first aid for them and help them. So Sayyida Fatimah came radiallahu anha, and she saw Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the blood flowing on his blessed face, and she hugged him and started washing his wound with water radiallahu anha. Sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And as in the authentic hadith, whenever she's putting more water, more blood is coming. And Sayyiduna Ali radiallahu anhu, he came and he put water in his shield and started putting the water, and she was washing it, but the blood is coming out more and more. So what did she do radiallahu anha? Look at her knowledge and her courage. Like now, Some women, if they see like an ant or they see some blood maybe on their child's face, they will shout, or maybe they will call 911 if they see like maybe a drop of blood. She saw the blood flowing on her father's face and she was washing it and it's not stopping. So what did she do? She got a piece of straw. They used to have a straw mat. A mat made of straw. Until now we have it in Syria and some other. So they made it of straw. She got straw, and she burnt it, and she put it on the wound until the blood stopped. This hadith mentioned in Sahih al-Bukhari shows us her great courage and her great knowledge and her great help to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and to the Muslims, and alhamdulillah that stopped the blood. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as in the authentic hadith from Sayyidina Abdullah bin Mas'ud radiyallahu anh, when he saw the blood flowing on his face, he said sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how come people who caused the face of their prophet to bleed, how come they succeed? So he was sallallahu alaihi wasallam wiping the blood and saying, so he first said, how can these people succeed? Then, because Allah created him to be mercy, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to be a gifted mercy to the whole world, he said, oh Allah, as in Sahih Bukhari, oh Allah, forgive my people because they don't know. Oh Allah, forgive my people because they don't know. Means forgive their ignorance about me and about my status. Forgive their ignorance. Not forgive their shirk or their kufr. No, forgive their ignorance about me. Sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Sallallahu alayhi wasallam. He's the one who said, I am not but a gifted mercy. I am not but a gifted mercy. Sallallahu alayka ya Sayyidi ya Rasulullah. So that is another scene of the life of this great lady. Since now it's the Isha is late, so we're gonna stop here. Usually it's 30 minutes, but we'll stop here at 22 minutes, and that's more than enough of a lesson for us to take it in this week and to remember these lessons and to teach it to our family members, to our daughters, and to our wives, so that they learn about those great people and they show patience whatever they face in this community. They have to know that our great ones, they faced much more. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us of those who listen to the speech and follow its best. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raise the position of Sayyida Fatimah more and more, and bless her more and more, and bring us with her and with all of the companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in the highest levels of Jannah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give relief to our brothers and sisters who are suffering everywhere. Allahumma salli wa sallim wa barik ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa alihi wa sahbihi wa sallim, walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.